Everybody, it's 314 Reactor here. Today we're going to be looking at Halo the Master Chief Collection Season 8 preview. I was lucky enough to get on this flighting, and they finally added in the view model sliders, so I was just going to go over what I found and what I think works best. So we're going to start off on Halo 1. So Halo 1's view models have always been pretty much fine, so all I've really done on this one is push the assault rifle forward. My FOV for all these games is at 104, and we got the weapon display offsets. And I've basically just, pushed the depth forward on every single weapon. If you pull it back to standard, it's fine. It still looks really good. I've always loved Halo 1's view models, but pushing it forward just, I think, gives a little bit more detail on the model and looks a little bit better. And that's all I've really done for Halo 1. I've tried to model the other games on Halo 1's view models. So I've tried making Reach, the pistols look like this, and on Halo 3, the pistols sort of look like they do in Halo 1, and the assault rifles as well. So a bit more centered, a bit more depth, and I think it just looks a hell of a lot better. View models and FOV are very important things for a lot of people, because obviously you're seeing the game that close up for that long. It's got to look right. You can't have squished up horrible weapons. So yeah, there's the assault rifle, there's the pistol, pretty much standard issue. And we'll grab a plasma pistol, because I've also tried getting Halo 3 and Reach to look as accurate as possible to how Halo 1's view models looked, so there's that. And the needler, always been pretty close to the screen, so just push that out a little bit further with the depth, which I think looks a lot better. Let's see if we can find a plasma rifle. There we go, plasma rifles are pushed out a little way. Not too far though. This is always pretty close to the screen. Ironically, what happened with Halo was the assault rifle and stuff always looked fairly pushed out and really good, and the plasma rifle always looked close to the screen, but in the later games the plasma rifle was pushed out and the assault rifle, etc., was pulled closer into the screen. It looked more squished up. I don't know why. But let's just have a quick look at the plasma rifle here. So that'd be under rifles. So yeah, the depth, the default depth, like I said, is pretty close to the screen. So pushing that out, I think, just makes it look a little bit better. And I can't wait to have this go live so that I can get Ruby's rebalanced mods for the campaign, fix all the garbage that went wrong with Halo 2 and beyond. I've been playing through some Halo Anniversary with Ruby's rebalanced Halo 2 mod, and oh my god, it is so much better. It feels like Halo 1's Legendary, as in it's actually fun. I'll put links to that in the description. I think Ruby's rebalanced Halo 1 mod is still being remade with the new Season 7 modding tools, so that'll be coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. And I think with the combination of that and the ability to change the view models, I can finally play through Halo 3 without feeling awful about the gameplay and the horrible FOV and weapon positions. Talking of Halo 3, let's dive right over to that and check out the weapon positions on there. And here we are in Halo 3, and as you can see already, the assault rifle looks a lot better. What I've done is go the settings. Again, I've used the original Halo as a reference point. I've pushed the depth way out, because if you look at the default depth, it's just horrendously squished up. And when you combine that with the lower FOV, I think the game on Xbox is like 70 or something like that. And then you combine that with the crosshair like this, and it just looks disgusting. Like, why did they do that? Why the lowered crosshair and then ruin the view model? It looks horrible. Absolutely horrible. Something that always really bothered me about Halo 3. Ugh. So getting rid of all that crap. And we've also moved the horizontal bit over as well to -5. So it's less over the side here, a bit more in the middle, which aligns it much more with what Halo 1 was. Vertical, we've lifted it up a little bit as well, just so you can see a bit more detail along here, up here. And same for the sniper rifle here. Also looks really nice. No longer looks squished up and horrible. Grab ourselves a battle rifle here. Again, the battle rifle, much better now. Looks much more like its sort of Halo 2 counterpart. Feels beefy, doesn't feel squished up. Again, let's do a comparison with the defaults. So that's with the original FOV, lowered crosshairs, and the view models all in the defaults. And let's get that back to normal. And there we go. What a difference that makes. Grab a plasma pistol and have a look at that. Again, tried making that a bit more like the Halo 1 view model. So what I've done with that is got a depth of -7, so we've actually brought that one closer to the screen, as opposed to its default, which is a bit further away. Brings that a bit closer like it was in Halo 1. Horizontal, again, move it more towards the middle. It's -13 because of being off a bit to the side there. It's now a bit more centered. And then vertical, we've just left alone. So yeah, it's a lot more like the view model in Halo 1, which is always my favorite for the pistols. Let's just have a quick check with the carbine. So here's the carbine. Again, looks pretty nice. A lot more closer to its Halo 2 counterpart, which is where the view models were actually not bad. You see, even with the low FOV of Halo 1 and 2, the view models still look better than Halo 3's horrendous ones. And Halo 2 also had the lowered crosshair, and even that didn't have the completely butchered view models, which is just bizarre. I don't know why Halo 3 is seemingly the only game that has this. Even the Halo 3 ODST has better looking view models that don't look squished up and aren't as horrifically pointed down. It's very odd. But yeah, there we go. So that's fixed. Now, another issue is Halo Reach. So let's go and have a look at that. You can see here the pistol looks a lot more like its Halo 1 counterpart. A lot more centered. So let's have a look at the settings we've got here. So we've moved it over a bit. Lowered the depth. Moved it closer to the screen. The default is a bit further away, just like Halo 3's was. Keep that at -7. And then horizontal, again, just moved it more towards the middle as opposed to where it was, which is more to the side. And vertical, we've moved down as well. This is the big problem with Halo Reach, is that when you center the crosshair, the guns are way too high up on the side screen. So this is like the default, it's like way up here, completely unnecessary, just looks utterly ridiculous. And the worst offender of that is the assault rifle, which you're about to look at. The thing I will say is these sliders are a bit too sensitive, but luckily you can just go in here and type it. So there we go. So you can see here the assault rifle is looking much more like its Halo 1 counterpart. What we've done there is push the depth out. Horizontal we've left as it is, but we have moved the vertical very far down. I don't think the horizontal needs moving that much. So what I've looked at from Halo 1's reference pictures is that the corner of the gun disappears off into the just before the edge of the screen there. So the horizontal is just about right on that. The vertical is where the real changes need to be made, because if you go to the default, the gun is just way too high up. If we turn this down as well, it's far too high up on the screen. It feels very awkward and strange. Again, not really sure why they made that choice. Pick up the plasma rifle, a lot more close to how they looked in Halo 1. I'm not saying Halo 1's the perfect view model, but it basically is. And it looks really great. And that with the centered crosshair, and again, Ruby's Rebalanced mod, and the Halo games from 2 and onwards can start to feel as good as Halo 1 did for me, which is great. So yeah, the pistol settings, again, we've actually brought it closer to the screen, we've moved it down horizontally, and moved it across vertically. So pretty similar to what we had in Halo 3. Melee, I've kind of just left here 1506, and then heavy 1506. That's worked out so far. Those heavier weapons and melee didn't have too much of a problem in the other games. When Season 8 comes out properly and I can fully test all the games with all the weapons, yeah, I'll be making sure all those are sorted out as well. There is actually one more thing I need to have a look at, and that is the shotgun in Halo 3. So here's the shotgun. Now, this obviously looks a lot better than it did in default. So squished up to the screen, it looks absolutely horrendous. Absolutely god-awful. It does look vastly improved with these new settings, but even then it still looks a bit squished up and weird. Again, this is something I'm hoping Ruby's Rebalanced model fix, because actually in Halo 2, they made the shotgun look like it did in Halo 1, where it wasn't squashed up against the screen horribly, it was actually pushed out properly like you would hold a shotgun, like it was in Halo 1, and especially with the Halo 2 Anniversary model, where it just looks fantastic. So yeah, I'm quite sour, as you may hear, about some of the decisions they made with Halo 2 and beyond. Because Halo 1 was just so damn good in every way, and then they just messed up a lot of it in Halo 2 and beyond. But luckily, Halo 2 Anniversary Edition fixes a lot, Ruby's Rebalance fixes a lot, and now the MCC is now fixing a lot of things as well. Also, this is a good time to kind of say thank you to 343 for listening to the suggestions and complaints of the player base. Something like view models is an esoteric thing, it's not a common complaint you see. So it's good that they're actually listening to even the smallest sort of suggestions and complaints and adding that in, so that's really good of them. I hope they continue to make improvements on the MCC. Anyway, that's all I want to go over in this episode. Let me know in the comments what you think about the view models, what you would change, what settings you've tried if you have access to the Season 8 flighting, and if view models even bother you at all. So please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.